Here's the beginning of the sauce that I'm doing for the Hunter's chicken. Obviously it's not barbecue sauce because what I said in the previous video. But I'm just going to start off with the bits of bacon that I had spare. And I'll just fry these until I get a nice crisp. Now hopefully you won't see any horrible white juice come out of this bacon, because it is a wet cure, but it's not injected into the meat. So I'll just keep frying these until they go a little bit colour. And once this is fried, I'll put all the veg in. There we go. Starting to get a little bit of colour on it. Can you see that's stuck to the bottom? Once I put the veg in, all that residue stuck on the bottom will come off, because the vegetables will naturally produce some liquid, and that's what I'm looking for, a bit of colour on it. So then I'm just going to put all the veg in. The stalks with the rosemary all goes in. You can hear that sizzle now, that's what you're looking for. Don't be scared about getting your pan hot. Now this will calm down, because the vegetables will actually, like I say, produce their own liquid. So I'll continue to fry these for another 3-4 minutes. I'll come back. Right, it's getting very steamy, just because, like I say, I'm actually boiling the liquid out of the vegetables now. I'm frying them, but that's where all the steam's coming from. It's all the natural juices in the vegetables. And basically, just think about it as reducing a stock to give you flavour. I'm just reducing the liquid content in the vegetables. I haven't salt and peppered it yet, because as soon as you put salt on vegetables, they start releasing their own, they start releasing the liquid inside them, and I don't want that. I want to fry them at the moment. So that's fried now. So now I will go ahead and I will salt them. And I will pepper them. And we're still frying. I've still got my stove on full blast. I want as much heat as I can. Now notice there's a lot of residue on there. So now I'm going to squeeze the lemon. Now this is where you could put a glass full of white wine if you wanted to. I'm just squeezing the lemon in. Just half a lemon will do. And if you notice, that residue is starting to come off with the lemon juice. So that's been frying 3 or 4 minutes now. So now I'm going to add the passata. That's all it is, just 45p tub of passata. There we go. Now I will instantly turn it down to half speed on my cooker now. There we go. Now the oil that I fried it in was half olive oil and half vegetable oil. Just because the vegetable oil allows you to get it up to a higher temperature before it starts smoking. Olive oil will smoke at a much lower temperature than vegetable oil. So now we've got that. Now I can add some more olive oil just for the flavour. Now this is a bit of extra virgin. And there we go. Just a couple of tablespoons. And that will give us the flavour. Now I'm going to cook this for 10 minutes, I would say, on the stove. And then I'll adjust the thickness to it. I'll adjust the consistency with a little bit of chicken stock that I made with the bones from the chicken carcasses. So there we go, that's the sauce. I know it's not a typical Hunter's chicken sauce, but this is what my grandson can eat. He can't eat anything with vinegar in it. So barbecue sauce is out, sadly. But this is a lovely alternative lovely it is. Goes beautiful with the cheese and the chicken and the bacon, obviously. We're going to serve it with new potatoes and some minted peas. Come back later once we get the chicken on the go. Now I'm going to start prepping the chicken, and all I'm going to do with the chicken is I'm just going to brown it off in this pan with some vegetable oil. Then it's going to go into, I'm using this, the old griddle pan as a casserole dish, but you could use anything you like. I just find this is easier to clean, basically. Now I've had this frying pan on the stove on full blast for a good 5 minutes, and I mean 5 minutes. So I want it hot. So I will put the oil in. Now you can see that oil's red hot, so I will now turn it down to about 8. And then, that's the sizzle you want to hear. And that's the chicken going in. Now once it's in, don't be tempted to move it around or play with it. What we're trying to do is just get colour on it now. So that's it. It's just going to stay there. I'm not going to move it. And I will just keep it in there for 2 minutes at least. You can hear it sizzling. I've turned the stove down to 7, but that'll still maintain its heat now. Get the pan as hot as you can before you put your oil in. You'll be surprised how much stuff doesn't stick when you do that. But I'll give these 2 minutes on this side, 2 minutes on the other side, and then they'll go into the griddle pan, and I'll put the sauce on them, and then it goes in the oven. Simple as that. Right, these have been frying for a good 2 minutes. I haven't moved them. I'm just going to have a quick look and see what colour I'm getting. Oh, I'm getting some lovely colour on there now. So I'll just turn them over. And you notice the colour. Notice how the bacon is sticking to the chicken. That's because they've been sat in the oven, sat in the fridge with the bacon wrapped around them overnight. And the bacon will actually cling to the chicken because the salt in the bacon will actually create a bond between the chicken and the bacon. So the bacon isn't falling off. There's no need for sticks. Just a couple of hours in the fridge would do you. See how that, I can't pull that off. That's what we're doing. So I'll leave them on for another 5 minutes now. Then I'll put them into the dish, put the sauce on them, tin foil it in the oven. Then we're going to have some gorgeous chicken. Cheers. This is the chicken just before it goes into the casserole dish, or I'm using a griddle pan at the moment. It's much easier to clean for me. All I've done is fried it on both sides, and then I put it into the casserole dish. Before I put the chicken in the casserole dish, I'll put a little bit of sauce in the bottom. Once it's in there, I'll pour the rest of the sauce over the top, and then I'm going to tin foil it, and it's going in the oven for, I would say, between 30 and 40 minutes. And test it at 30 minutes. It should be cooked, but if you like it really well cooked, then go for 40 minutes. And here's the finished product, just come out the oven. This has been in the oven for 35 minutes with tin foil on, and then I took the tin foil off. I left it in for another 15 minutes without the tin foil. Give it a nice colour. The sauce is gorgeous. I mean, really tastes nice. Then all I've done is just take one of the fillets out, one of the breasts out, put it on a plate, cut it in half just so you can see what it looks like. Now, that will be full of flavour. Obviously not barbecue sauce, but this tomato herb mushroom sauce, it's gorgeous. Have a go, it's dead easy. Didn't take long. Cheers.